Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Wednesday afternoon. Welcome into this another edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Jeremy Jeffcoat. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. It is, the early signing period, which is kind of the de facto national signing day these days.
Yes.
Most everybody will sign. Of course, there will be some that will wait and sign in February, and that's all well and good. But today's a big day. Quite a few people signing. We'll look at Auburn's class as it is right now. Some pretty big flips for Auburn on this day, as there have been for the last several weeks, with Hugh Freeze coming over and taking over as the head football coach at Auburn University.
Was there not another flip this morning?
Keldrick Falk,
Yeah.
big-time defensive lineman out of Highland Home. That would have been a long-time commitment for Florida State. Flips to Auburn. That he will be the top-ranked recruit of the class.
And as I understand, that is going to put this class somewhere around number 18.
I think that is correct.
And and this goes to something we talked about last week. How embarrassing for Brian Harsin. This class has gone just off sheer effort, right? Just getting out and doing the work. This class has gone from 53 to 18 in a matter of weeks. And Brian, like I said, it just gives you the magnitude of how badly Brian Harsin ran the Auburn program.
That is an understatement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Just complete lack of effort and complete lack of what did you call it? What were we talking about?
Relentlessness. You got to be relentless in recruiting.
Oh, absolutely. But it was a complete lack of doing his job.
Yeah,
job.
It's practically a breach of contract.
Yeah,
it's
basically.
Yeah, you can't. There's an argument to be made whether or not he even tried.
Oh, I think that argument is over. The complete lack of effort on his part to do any kind of recruiting. I mean, not even there. We heard stories now. You had to drag him into recruiting meetings.
Yeah.
Weren't even present for those. So it is what it is. That period of Auburn is over. Thank goodness.
Go coach high school, man.
Now we have moved forward. So we'll. There's still some more. There's one other. I don't know. Please. I mean, I did as much. Keeping up with as that I could leading up to the show. Now on this, so if you've got any updates out there, by all means, let us know. Chime in with those. You can always find us on the Sportz Blitz Facebook page, that's Sports with a Z, and comment away. We'll get to as many of those as we can, but kind of keep us up to date. One of them was Kayan Lee, who was a long-time Ohio State commit. I'm not sure when his is going to announce if that has happened. He was projected to kind of be a flip to Auburn as well. That'd be another high four-star guy that would come over because Auburn missed out on Tony Mitchell, who ended up signing with Alabama. There was a lot of smoke around that, or whether he would and I think he was flipping to Auburn as of maybe earlier this week, and then something – Alabama came in and maybe at the last hour and kind of firmed things out, and
still got the two Montgomery guys at 1 o'clock, right?
Do what?
The two Montgomery guys at 1 o'clock, right?
Okay, yeah. Then two. Well, I mean, I think that ship is probably sailed as well. They did. I am getting confirmation. Kalen Lee did flip to Auburn. He just committed. So there's another. That may boost Auburn's class even further. But it's amazing what has transpired. Like you said, this class going from in the 50s when Brian Harsin was there, really doing his
and more importantly,
malpractice.
from what 13th in the conference.
Yeah.
Auburn should always not below Vandy, right?
Yeah, I think. Well, we were below Vandy at one point.
Ooh.
Yes.
So, to me, Auburn should always be, and it's, because your conference is who you play against, right?
Yep.
So Auburn should always be in that top 5 or 6 in the conference, whether that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere in there in conference, right? Because those are the guys you're going to compete against every year. And if you're top 5 in the SEC, you're going to be in the top 20 in the country. That's just the way it is.
Oh yeah.
So, hats off. That's a big step up, and it kind of puts Auburn sort of where they really belong in the recruiting areas, competing in that top 5 of the conference.
Well, I think it shows, and that's what Randy and I talked a little bit about yesterday. This class is going to be salvaged, and even more so. You would probably better than anybody could have expected where it would end, where it's going to end up. However, going from where it was to where it is, and not just going out and just getting bodies, but going out and flipping from Ohio State, going out and flipping guys from Tennessee, going out and flipping guys from Texas Tech. I mean, and major Power 5 schools, and bringing these guys into the program and not only that, but in positions of need as well. It just shows you, and you start thinking about, okay, well, what can this guy do? What can this staff do with an entire year of going out and making these and forming these relationships and trying to close these deals? So it puts you in the mind, and this is what I said when we were looking for a coach. If you don't believe that guy can bring in a top 5 class to Auburn University, he's not the guy.
That's right.
I think Hugh Freeze he can do it. Is it going to happen every year? Probably not. But is he capable of doing that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Auburn, Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, LSU, A&M, Georgia. And I'll even take A&M out of that.
Yeah.
I'll leave Georgia in. Those 6, that the expectation's the same. If recruiting is not in your top line of qualifications for a coach, then you're not hiring a coach correctly. I don't care how much football you know. I don't care how inventive your offense or defense is. If you cannot be relentless in recruiting and go out and put together top-tier classes, stacked on top of each other, right? Top 10 after top 10 after top 10, then you're not going to compete at the highest level. You're just not.
No.
Don't care how good of a coach you are.
That is absolutely the truth. Can't get around it. There are going to be a lot of transfers as well. Auburn's in on quite a few of those. One of those, was Isaiah Jota, who was a very highly ranked offensive tackle. He visited Auburn. I think everybody felt like he was Auburn's to lose. Then a last-second trip out to Colorado to Mr. Deion Sanders out there, and all of a sudden now he's committed to Colorado. So so a lot of people say, well, there you go. I told you, Deion's going to get who he wants. Well, okay, but Auburn's in on quite a few offensive linemen. Him going to Colorado is not the worst thing in the world. The Xavier Miller, who was actually ranked ahead of him as an offensive tackle out of Southwest Mississippi Community College, ends up committing to Auburn. I don't know if he's signed yet. I don't think he had up to that point, but he had committed to Auburn. Quite a few other ones. Amari Kite from Alabama. Transfer. Dylan Wade was another one. That was the one I think a lot of people were really high on, coming from Tulsa, which Auburn gives the kind of has the inside track there with Philip Montgomery being his head coach when he was there. So offensive linemen, defensive linemen were the biggest needs in this class, and they have definitely addressed that need. There is another one of those things where you kind of look at it and go, holy cow. I mean, the difficulty that Auburn has had bringing in offensive linemen under the last two head coaches. Maybe that's going to be something that is a huge change moving forward, that you can actually address that. And then, as we mentioned, with the Miller did sign, okay, so that is one little, that's some really nice hay in the barn there. But the biggest flip, as we mentioned, Keldrick Falk on the defensive line. Auburn really in a need for some defensive linemen, and he is a huge part of that for sure.
Well, and it'd be interesting to see. I guess the two quarterbacks we were talking about have kind of fallen off the radar.
The one from NC State, yeah. The ones from NC State ended up committing to Kentucky, and then the Grayson that
Coastal.
Yeah, from Coastal. That's just a weird situation. It looks like grades are going to be an issue there for him wherever he goes. But Hank Brown, he was committed to Liberty, I think, and then he ends up coming over where Hugh Freeze was recruiting him. He was, I think, going to maybe have an offer from UAB as well, where his high school coach, Trent Dilfer, had wanted to bring him on. But
it's kind of interesting that right now, would you say, Robbie Ashford sort of has the inside track as next year's quarterback?
There's no question right now.
Yeah.
Now, you never know what's going to happen. They'll still – this transfer portal's open for 45 days.
That's right.
So, I mean, there may be other quarterbacks come out, and there may be some people that Auburn looks at. But as of right now, I think Robbie Ashford's got to feel like, yes, it's my job. I'm going to be the Auburn quarterback next year. We'll see if that happens. We're just getting started on today's show. Don't go anywhere. More to come from the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union. and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours, Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
No monthly payments until springtime at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. New Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks discounted up to $9,250 off. Chevy Equinox up to $5,500 off, or payments as low as $369 a month. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way at Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today on this National Signing Day across college football. Looks like it's going to be a really good day for the Auburn Tigers as they make a lot of progress from where they were to where they are now. So we will certainly kind of keep you updated as we keep moving forward. The biggest news so far, of course, Keldrick Falk, the four-star defensive lineman from Highland Home, flipping to Auburn as he flips his commitment from Florida State, and Kayan Lee, the commitment from Ohio State, cornerback. That is a really nice four-star piece added to this class as well. We will get to your comments, but first let's go to the phone line, JJ. Hey, caller, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Hey, Andy and JJ, how are y'all today?
Hey, Scott.
Doing good. How about you?
We hanging in there. Well, it's kind of like, I ain't no Alabama fan, so, their signing class is kind of like a holiday for them. Heck, they're number one every year, but seems like this year we a little excited, or I am, about our signing class. Andy kind of took the words out of my mouth on that Falk signing. I watched that video of him doing it, and he didn't even have the Auburn hat on the table. He kind of pulled it out from under the table, so I thought that was cool. And Kayan Lee, he's going to be a beast too. Our coach has been working their tails off, I can tell you, without a doubt. Carson needs to, I guess, repay Auburn for all the money we paid him for 2 years. What the world was he doing for 2 years, Andy?
Nothing. Nothing. A dereliction of duty was what I couldn't come up with a while ago that JJ coined last week. Yeah, apparently nothing. I mean, it was clear. It's one of those things you look back on, and when he was hired, everybody said, his record says he's a good coach. But he really doesn't, like recruiting, although he doesn't, he's not really big on recruiting. But
right there, I'm not hired.
He'll learn, and maybe he'll learn. He'll understand. Everybody will will get his attention to say, you know, this is what you have to do. Okay, yeah. Okay. Then after year one, we thought, okay, you know, we salvaged a class pretty well. Okay, he's going to be all right. He's going to learn. He never learned. He never accepted that responsibility of how important recruiting is when you're in the SEC, and it's amazing what you can accomplish when you put some effort into it, and what you can't accomplish when you don't.
Yes, sir. Your 2 feet's got to be on the ground. I know that, and his wasn't, evidently. And Andy, I know this too. We went up. I mean, you talked yesterday on your show. I think we was 50-something in recruiting ranking, and I think the ones I've seen, 17 is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I just looked at 24/7. Of course, it'll move a little bit, but 24/7 currently has Auburn at 19.
19, okay, yeah. I think some of them at 17. Yeah, there's a bunch of them out there. But yeah, I thought we was in the vicinity. So I tell you what, from one day to the other, from 50 to 17, that's pretty daggum good right there now.
No question whatsoever.
I mean, we're going to see some fruit of our labor, so to speak. Coming up, we may not see it next year. I'm saying we will. We're going to see something for sure. And hey, I hope our basketball team comes out and on fire today. We need to do something.
Yeah, they'd be nice to bounce back from that loss at USC. Washington, 9-3, got a good team. It'll be a good challenge, but you know, Auburn can't turn the ball over 23 times. Let's just say that. Absolutely not. No, we can't do that. No. And I said yesterday, you know, we get them feet off the ground and quit being lazy foots, what I call it. I think we'll do a little bit better, and the old ball go in the basket, so to say, with a little luck. I think we'll be all right. Guys, I enjoy talking to y'all. I had to check in today. I've been on the phone, on the computer all day looking at these rankings, so I'm about wore out already. Thank you for the call.
Have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow for sure.
Appreciate it, Scott. Thank you for the call.
Just to give you an idea of the importance of recruiting in the Southeastern Conference, there are currently 8 SEC teams in the top 20 in the 24/7 composite. That's 8. Half of the conference is in the top 20.
It's not hard to understand why the SEC is the best conference each and every year.
Yeah, that's where the best players play. And you know, it's and it's one of those things. Like I said, if you know, the first question you got to ask when you hire a guy down here, can he recruit? It's the first question. It's not even the second question.
That's right. And it's not to say there aren't good players in other conferences. There are. There are some phenomenal players in other conferences. It's just the magnitude. Yeah. It's just, I mean, that you know, you got like really good, you know, like that Thibodeau. You know, he'll go to Oregon and he'll have a great career. Yeah. But there's like 10 of those guys, you know, right. down here. So I mean, you know, it's just that's just the way it is.
And then you get situations where I think I read something the other day is like the number of NFL starters from the Southeastern Conference, and it set a record the other day. A conference has never had that many stars. So it's just there are more talented players in this conference, and those are the people you got to play every week. Yeah. So you can't compare your class to top 20 in the country. You got to be competing at the top of your conference. You know, and that's where you take a guy like what's his name in South Carolina, right? He's got a top 20 class right now. Might be top 15 right now. But the guy's doing the work. He's out there getting players in. He's doing his thing. And that'll make South Carolina competitive over the next 2 or 3 years.
Ty says, what's Auburn's chances with the Montgomery guys, Smith and Rusaw?
You don't seem to think
not
there's
much.
any.
I don't think there's much of any chance, but we'll see. You know, there's always a hope, but I don't think so. I saw where Wendell Green is doubtful for tonight. Ty says that's not good. But you know, look, you got to deal with it. And you got to move on and do the best you can. They will announce, Smith and Russo will announce at 1 o'clock. I asked them to wait until after the Auburn Blitz.
Sure.
And they obliged, so I appreciate that. And Anthony says, interesting to note that the Kentucky wide receiver Chris Lewis is transferring to Troy.
Ooh.
Okay, interesting. Let's go back to the phone line.
All right.
Quickly. Hey, caller, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Hey, guys, it's Luke.
Hey, Luke.
Hey, just wanted to throw thing in there. JJ, you mentioned that there are 8 teams in the SEC in the top 20. Well, really, I think it's fair to start counting Texas and Oklahoma, as they probably will be joining in 2024.
Yeah.
They are both in the top 10. So, I mean, it's half of the nation's best recruiting classes are all in the SEC, and that's, one reason that I'm totally against automatic qualifiers, because when you have one conference that's got that much talent in it, you're going to have some incredibly good teams that cannibalize themselves. So anyway, I know you guys are headed to break. Just wanted to bring that up.
No, that's an excellent point.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank you.
There are going to be some really good SEC teams over the next few years that have 3 losses.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be the way it is. When you got to go on the road I mean, let's just take a season and you look a schedule. You wind up on the road at Texas, on the road at Alabama, and on the road at Georgia in the same season. Who's surviving that?
Nobody. No, it's going to be like NFL. You're going to lose a game or 2.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's going to be almost impossible to go undefeated in the SEC.
Almost impossible, yes.
And the Manning, people say, well, I can't believe he's not going to the SEC. Well,
he is.
He is. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial building. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions today. 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. About 30 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. It is National Signing Day, an exciting day all the way around college football, but especially exciting day at Auburn, as Auburn has moved up quite a bit, at least having a respectable class now. I saw it as high as 17, maybe 19. Depending on which service you're looking at and composite rankings and those kind of things. Looks like everybody in the class has signed. Jeremiah Cobb will not sign until February. That's not a big deal. That's not a concern. He is very solid with Auburn. That's something they do at Catholic. They sign all together and have one ceremony, and that's fine, and that's good. So as far as DeQuavius Sorey was the only one that was kind of the holdout. I think he has signed now. So pretty much everybody that was committed to Auburn has signed, and still looking, I think, for maybe Quintrell Jamison Travis, which was kind of the surprise, a defensive lineman out of Iowa Western Community College, who won the national championship, by the way. But he signed. I don't know if he has signed yet. But I think that's pretty much everybody. Maybe Rivaldo Fairweather. I got to get used to that name. Rivaldo Fairweather. I'm not sure he is signed yet, but those are the only two that I know of. Let's go back to the phone line. Hey, Terry, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Guys, how y'all doing today?
Good, Terry.
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Doing well. Guys, I can't tell you, describe the joy I feel in my heart when I hear other callers talk about what an idiot Brian Harsin was, because we all know that. You remember back in February of this year, they didn't sign a soul in the class. Y'all remember that?
I do remember that. First time ever in the SEC.
You think at that point he knew he was history and he did it on purpose?
I think it's possible.
I think he was in Mexico having his vacation. He obviously didn't care.
I think there's some truth to both of what both of you said there. I also think there's something to the fact that he'll probably have difficulty getting another job. I don't think recruiting is as important in other places as like the Southeast, but it's still important. If he don't want to do it, he's going to have trouble getting a job. I don't care where it is.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Go coach high school, man. I mean, if recruiting's not a big deal to you, go coach high school. But college doesn't work that way. So,
because if you're assistant coach, a coordinator or something, recruiting becomes even bigger thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times the head coach sends the assistants out on recruiting trips. So,
I mean, what must it be like? Obviously, this is a picture of what it's like to be at Boise. Obviously, you don't really. You just go out there and you get whoever, whatever, and I mean, you can win ball games at Boise State, I guess.
Well, that's because you're playing San Diego State and other schools like that every year. BYU are decent programs, of course, but that's not Auburn and Georgia or Alabama and Georgia. I promise you.
Not even close.
Not even close. So, and then you play on a field that looks like a swimming pool.
Yeah,
right. Well, but look, that Boise kind of almost, I don't want to say recruits itself, but if you're that level of player, right, that you're going to play at, at a group of 5 school, Boise is going to be up there in your considerations pretty high for a group of 5, right? So maybe it's not as different. But I do think, Terry, there could very well be something to what you're saying about last February. After all of that went on in January, and then no players signed in February, I'm not saying he tanked it on purpose. I'm just saying he might have tanked it on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know about you guys, but Hawaii would be on my list just to get a free trip to Hawaii.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, nothing recruits itself, like you just said, JJ. Nothing recruits itself like performance on the field. And I think that's what you'll see next year. Hugh Freeze will have a better performance on the field than in a long time. And that, more than anything, recruits itself. So that's why players go to Alabama, because they know they're going to compete for a national championship. That's why they go to Georgia, because they know they're going to compete for a national championship. That's why they go to these schools to be successful. They know they can get them to the next level. And most guys see the zeros and the decimal points at the next level.
Yep.
And that's just the truth of it. And I think that's the biggest key is the performance on the field. And that will happen next year because Coach Freeze will have those guys together playing as one, and you'll see guys giving better effort. You will see that. I promise you.
Well, you'll see a lot of young guys getting
I'm not sure. I always said, I said on this show and I said on others, that I was not a big fan of Anders Carlson because I felt like he was suffering mentally from his probably they should have played the other kid a lot quicker. He was the #1 high school kicker in the country. I feel like Anders never recovered. I appreciate the hard work, the dedication that he gave to Auburn and the commitment, but he had clearly lost something. I don't think that was remotely obscure. I think it was very obvious.
Well, this way McPherson gets another year because he only played in 4 games, so that's the silver lining. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after these messages.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin-lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City.
I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house, you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River Region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, Brubaker, Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show. It's flying by, and it usually does that on National Signing Day. So we appreciate all of you out there being with us today. We are brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate for all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area, as well as down there on the coast. Give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. Jim chimes in, says, side note, Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss currently has the number 33 ranked class. Auburn has as high as 17. I think it's 19 now in 24/7. It's clear Coach Freeze is working hard on the recruiting trail. It is true. I mean, you know, that's one thing. Lane Kiffin, now he brings in some high-quality talent, but they are back in the 30s right now, so that is what it is. I mean, if you base all, and you know, as much as
that's why Auburn's a better job than Ole Miss. You should out-recruit Ole Miss if you're at Auburn.
I would agree.
I mean, you know, just because you're Lane Kiffin don't mean you're going to make Ole Miss a top 10 recruiting program. They're not. They never have been in modern history, and they're not going to be.
Yeah.
That's why Lane Kiffin took a hard look at the Auburn job. Let's be clear.
I think that's true. I think that's a good point. As I mentioned, there's some guys, you know, in the transfer portal, so this class could get even better as far as that's concerned with guys like Amari Kite and Dylan Wade. Ben Scott from Arizona State, maybe a center prospect, that would be a big get for Auburn as well. So, and some of these guys won't sign until later on in January. Like I mentioned, the transfer portal's open for 45 days. It's been open for a couple of weeks, I guess, now. But there will be guys coming in, and then you'll have one at spring, and there'll be, you know, after spring practice, guys may jump in the portal, and you might see some movement there.
Well, it's a good time when you get through today and you see who you signed. You kind of take stock of where you are.
Yep.
And you've got another, you know, like you said, a little over a month in the transfer portal to plug some holes, right? Maybe some guys you didn't get that you thought you might, you know, maybe some guys you got that closed a hole that is no longer open. But, you know, then the portal's there to fill some slots, you know.
Yeah. So. Hopefully we'll see what happens with that. Tomorrow will be a better look. We'll be able to look back and see exactly kind of where everything stands and get a really solid picture of what this class looks like and where it fits in with the pieces that Auburn needs for sure. Auburn does have a basketball game tonight. That was mentioned. Scott brought that up. Auburn's out in Washington playing Washington, this one at 8 o'clock. On the Pac-12 network, I don't know if everybody has the Pac-12 network, so I don't know.
I don't know of anybody that has
that. So this is probably, I don't know, if this might be the old-fashioned.
It will be on Kalijah Country.
There you go.
At
Uncle
7:30
Elijah Country.
tonight with an 8 o'clock tip.
Okay, so you can listen to Andy, and I'm assuming Sonny went out there and made the trip to do some color. But looks like a pretty even matchup on paper with Auburn and Washington. Ty said maybe Wendell Green, perhaps iffy for tonight. He played a little bit of the first half against USC, couldn't go. He's got that bum ankle. When you're down your leading scorer, that's a big deal. And Auburn, without their leading scorer, turned the ball over 23 times and still only lost by 3 to USC. As David and I talked about on Monday, some good and some bad you could take from that game. But Auburn's got Bruce Pearl's got trying to figure out, what the best rotation is, trying to figure out. Trying to develop this chemistry of this team. It would really behoove them to get this win just for their psyche's sake, because this wraps up the outer conference schedule, and the SEC is going to be a gauntlet this year for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be something.
You open up with Florida. That's the first. First step on that road. So it's going to be a challenging little stretch there. You got Arkansas. I think they go Florida at Georgia and then Arkansas. So it is what it is for sure. Dansby Swanson no longer an Atlanta Brave.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Cubs are going to pay him $28 million a year. That's the number that the Braves offered Freddie Freeman.
Is that? Yeah, that's right.
So, and all along, it didn't feel like, because you've got Ozzie Albies, you've got
Dallas,
the kid from last year, rookie that was so good. Excuse me, you got him, and then one of the Braves' top prospects coming up is a shortstop. I think his name is Tavares.
Okay.
So you've got middle infielders to spare, younger, kind of up-and-coming middle infielders, and if there's a position that you could afford to save some money on, it was that one. Plus, they did, and I know people love William Contreras, so don't get mad at me. But the Braves did go out and get a top-5 catcher. I mean, Sean Murphy's the real deal. I mean, that's a big-time catcher. So,
think so?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I guess they kept Darno.
As far as I know.
Okay. He was not up for, I guess he was he on a 2-year deal? I'm not sure if he was a 1-year deal kind of guy. But so, yeah, I mean, those two guys, is he going to – I mean, you think they're going to split the reps like they did last year with him and Darno? Was that the plan?
I would think that Darno, getting a little older, my guess is Darno would be the every third or fourth day guy. That's just my guess, just because at this point in their career, Sean Murphy's a better player.
Yeah.
So
okay. What do you think, Carlos Correa, all of a sudden now going to the Mets?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. Of course, they offered like a 12-year deal or something like that.
The Cubs apparently still have another $55 million or so in free agent money to throw around. So
expect another big signing for them. Right?
Yeah. By the way, if you're a Cub fan, I told a Cub fan this yesterday. The thing with Dansby is going to remind you a little bit of Jason Hayward. When he's good, he's going to be really, really good. And when he's struggling, he's going to be really, really bad.
Yeah.
So it's,
that's true.
It can go both ways.
It can go both ways. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ closing things out to 1 o'clock here. We are brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around central Alabama. For all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be, go and check out Russell Do-It Center. Also, Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars. Go and check them out. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248. It is National Signing Day. Auburn having a really good day, kind of closing the gap, salvaging what was going to be a disaster, or looked like it was going to be a disaster under Brian Harsin. Hugh Freeze comes in, goes to work immediately, and looks like he's going to take Auburn recruiting to another level, about 10 times the level of what it was in the last 2 years, but back to a level where it was under Gus Malzahn, and maybe even a little higher than that. Hopefully get into that top 10 range, maybe in that top 5 range in the next couple of years by the looks of what he has done with this class. But it could get even better. It can get even better and better as the days go by when some more of these transfers start announcing their commitments as well. So hopefully that will be the case. We'll look back at this tomorrow a little bit and kind of get a good full picture of what it's going to look like. A bowl game tonight, Western Kentucky and South Alabama. South Alabama 10-2 this year, had a really good year. But Western Kentucky, Auburn played them. They got a really good quarterback. They got a really explosive passing game, so that ought to be, if nothing else, a very entertaining football game tonight in the Nolans Bowl. at 8 o'clock on ESPN. Also, Auburn taking on Washington at 8 o'clock as well. That one on the Pac-12 network. So might, watch the bowl game and listen to the basketball game. That might be a fun aspect. It is December the 21st, just a few days till Christmas. Hope all of you out there have a Merry Christmas. On this day, 1891, the very first basketball game played based on the rules created by James Naismith, played in Springfield, Massachusetts. The very first basketball game played.
I would imagine it was a rather boring game.
Probably so.
I mean, there was no three-point line.
Peach basket?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
On this day, 1969, the great Vince Lombardi coached his final game, finishing 105, 35, and 6.
Read that again.
That is pretty good. 105, 35, and 6 in his professional career. Finished up with the Redskins, by the way, but lost to the Cowboys 20-10 in his final game on this day, 1969. And on this day, 1984, the BYU Cougars there, they defeated Michigan 24-17. And they, in the Holiday Bowl, to finish undefeated, they're the only non-Power 5 team to win the national title since Army back in 1945.
So I'm trying to remember. Steve Young?
1984, I'm thinking...
it was after McMahon.
Yeah. May have been. That sounds about right.
And it was before Detmer, right?
Yeah, Detmer was like 90.
Yeah.
He won the Heisman in 90.
I'm thinking that was a Steve Young year.
It may have been. I think that may be about right. 1984, BYU. Happy birthday today, Walter Hagen, golfer. He won like 11 majors. Josh Gibson, born on this day, 1911. Some people say he's the black Babe Ruth, or you could say Babe Ruth was the white Josh Gibson.
That's either way.
He died of a brain tumor. I think he had and had a seizure. Died very early at 36. I didn't even realize that, but he had phenomenal numbers there in the Negro Leagues. Joe Paterno, born on this day, 1926. The great Joe Paterno. Jane Fonda, not so great, but nonetheless.
So she's like 80 now.
Yeah. Born on this day, 1937. Frank Zappa.
Great musician. Weird dude.
Weird dude. Got some weird kids, too, right?
Yeah.
Named one kid Moon Unit.
Moon Unit and a Dweezil.
Dweezil.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1940, he was born. Carl Wilson, one of the...
He was the drummer for the Beach Boys.
Beach Boys.
Yeah.
1946. Dave Kingman, good baseball player. Samuel L. Jackson. I think he was in every movie from 1993 to 2006.
Yeah.
Every movie.
Look, and he's been in so many good ones that I can forgive him for Snakes on a Plane.
Yes. I've never seen Snakes on a Plane.
Me either. But I forgive you, Sam.
Chris Everett. Lovely Chris Everett. Great tennis player as well, 1954. Ray Romano. Everybody loves Raymond.
Yeah.
Funny guy. 1957. Flo Jo. Born on this day, Florence Griffith Joyner.
Fastest woman alive for many years.
3-time gold medalist. 1959. Passed away too early, 1998. Andy Van Slyke. I remember him as a Pittsburgh Pirate on those Pirates teams that came in and lost to the Braves, 91 and 92. He was the one that he and Barry Bonds did not get along.
No.
Did not like each other. But then again, I don't think a lot of people like Barry Bonds.
That's true.
That's true. Roger McDowell, also known as the second spitter in Seinfeld.
That's
reference.
right. That's right. Yeah.
He was the guy on the grassy knoll, 1960. And he's a Braves pitching coach for a long time.
He was.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Best Kiefer Sutherland project. I mean, 24 was great. First couple of seasons.
I Lost Boys, man.
Think so? Better than Flatliners? Flatliners was great.
Flatliners was good. He Stand By Me.
Stand By Me, yeah.
He was in some really good movies,
Yeah.
actually. Mike Allstott, the last great fullback.
The last
right?
of the superstar fullbacks.
Yeah. 1973. And Mark Ingram, Heisman winner.
Approaching 8,000 career rushing yards.
Yeah. 1989, he was born. Wow. Born in 89. That's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for joining us. He's JJ. I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk to you in a second.